Hello everyone. Just wanted to do an update video here. We're almost into the first part of 2026 already, and it's that hectic time of year, Christmas, a lot of things to do with the family, a lot of things to just get done in general. Pretty much fall season to January is busy for me. Just getting prepped around the house here, getting all the last minute things done for fall. So anyway, point of this video is I just wanted to give an update on that guy there and just life in general, and what some plans are for 2026 with this thing and plans in general for 2026. So where do we start? I don't know. Let's look. Right now in its state, this thing needs a few things before I'll say sick the mag, sick summer 2026. We are signed up to go, so we have some things to do before we get there. I think I made a video on replacing the radiator on this thing. If not, just a quick lowdown on this here. I did replace the radiator. The old one was pretty old and pretty beat up. And the way that the fan was mounted on the old one, it wasn't good for the radiator core. So we went ahead and redid that. Right now the fan is out of here. That is currently up here. I got this all put back together, and I noticed it was just kind of with the temperature change when it would warm up or cool off, I kept noticing droplets of coolant on the floor. And so I started investigating, looking here. You can kind of see some of the staining from it. But where I welded the mount on, it must have developed some type of pinhole on the bottom side of this. So now what I got to do is I'm going to drain the coolant, because obviously we're in the northern climate. It freezes here, so we have to put coolant in things over the winter. And I put coolant in it, and so now I need to drain the coolant back out of it. And I'm going to go ahead and try to get in here and weld the bottom side of this. Originally I was going to try to do it in the truck. I think that's going to be more of a pain than what it's worth. I'm probably better off just draining the coolant out of it and pulling it out, and then I can get to the bottom side of this really well. So that's number one. We're going to do that. We're going to fix that. Number two problem, and I don't really know how I'm going to fix this just yet. I'd kind of like to hear your guys' suggestions or comments in the comments section, if you've ever dealt with this or not. But this is an Edelbrock Super Victor EFI intake manifold, and ever since brand new, I don't know if I can really even show you guys this, but ever since it's brand new, on the driver's side front corner here, where the intake meets the head, where the coolant passage is, right in there, it always weeps. And like right now I'm looking down and I can see coolant, a little droplet of coolant down there where it is leaking. I don't understand why this does this. I don't know if when they machined the intake manifold, if they machined it wrong or the angles are incorrect. I really don't know. All I know is it's done this since day one, and I always kind of chalked it up as maybe I did something wrong, or maybe the gasket wasn't sticking, whatever, sealing. I don't think that's the case. I've done, I don't know, let's guess here, at least 3 gaskets in the last couple months, and it does it on almost every one. I did go to an 1/8 inch thick gasket instead of the traditional 16th inch gasket, and that did fix the leak problem from what I could see. But I'd rather not run the 1/8 inch thick gasket, because the the holes don't line up for mounting. And it's not a very good gasket. The only gasket I could get was like a Fel-Pro. I don't even remember the number off the top of my head. Either way, there's like one gasket that's 1/8 inch thick. Yeah, it doesn't have the silicone embossing on it to seal things up. So I'd rather not run that. But either way, somehow I need to address this problem, because that's going to bite me in the ass when I'm on a 1,000-mile roughly venture in the heat of the summer. I don't trust that, and I don't trust that the coolant won't leak into the into the crankcase and fill the crankcase with coolant. So I need to address that. So that was number 2. Number 3, it's got this plastic phenolic All-Star Performance spacer for the throttle body here. I did that just to try to straighten the air out. You know, as we all know, the airflow, you know, it's going to tend to want to travel up into here. So I kind of added the spacer just for airflow reasons, yada, 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 more plenum volume, things like that. Either way, I did notice that this thing is starting to collapse. It's kind of hard to see it in the pictures, and I don't know if that's from the heat, but you can kind of see it's concave here. It's like it's starting to crush inward. I don't know why it's doing that, but either way, I gotta get something there. I'll probably go to some type of open hole aluminum spacer. Maybe maybe CVR or whoever makes something for that. I'll do some digging into that, look at that, and see what I can find there. It is a Dominator bolt pattern. This elbow here is not Dominator, but this aluminum spacer here is actually welded on the inside of this. You can't see it. It's welded around the perimeter of, you know, the inside opening of this throttle body adapter. But this is Dominator, and this is 4150. So this is also Dominator. So I need to come up with something here. I also thought about just dropping this down and just eliminating the spacer, but I do kind of like it there, just for, you know, getting at the water neck, things like that. It just kind of opens things up a little bit and just helps straighten the airflow out after the throttle body. So that's number 3. That's an issue there. What else? What else we got to do on this thing? I got to remount the Holley Pro Dash. It is currently mounted down here, and I want to mount it up higher, because when the steering wheel is on, yeah, I can show this to you guys. When this is on, and you're sitting in the truck, you're looking right through the steering wheel to try to see the dash. So I do want to mount that up higher. I want to get it somewhere, you know, somewhere up in here. That would be really nice. So that's another thing we're going to do. We have to go through, we got to check our window net, make sure the dates aren't out of expiration. I'm sure that they probably are, because it seems to be a yearly thing. Harnesses, we're good on them, so don't have to worry about that. What else? Here's a big thing. So this is something I'm contemplating. Right now it's kind of all the rage, if you want to call it that. It kind of pisses people off. People are getting all butthurt over this. But my goal with this truck over the next year, besides 6 summer, you know, doing the drag and drive thing, I want to possibly do some no prep with this, or run some of our local tracks. And so to help out with that, I got this wing here, which I may take back off. I don't really know that it's doing a whole lot. It's more of a looks thing, unfortunately. But I'm thinking about adding a wing, or as some people call it, a wang. I really kind of hate that term, but a wing. And I'm on the fence. I'm thinking about adding it. I don't want to catch any shit for it. It kind of irritates me when people are giving people shit for having one on their vehicle. If it works, it works. I really don't see what the big deal is, but some people really get all butthurt about it. I don't know. You guys let me know. You tell me in the comments. What do you think of it? Should I add one to this truck? The reason I'm thinking about adding one to this truck is, you can see I have no bed floor in this. I could put a tonneau cover or build some type of tonneau cover for the top of this. But I really don't think that's a good idea either, because all the air is going to come up from the bottom, and this is going to be like a giant parachute. So I don't know that I want to do that. I think that adding a wing to it would help out, and I'll apply some more downforce to the back of the truck at higher speeds. I did weigh this truck, and I want to say it was 56 57% on the nose, so it is kind of nose heavy. And right now, currently, it's on a 315 radial. So that was great for radial, but if I decide to go to like a 10.5 that everybody's running, seems to be all the classes go to that. If I put that on the back of here, I really do think I'm gonna want some type of wing on the back of this thing to apply some downforce. Do they look ugly? Yeah, some things they look ugly on. I think it's how tastefully you can build a wing. I'm gonna build this thing myself. I'm not gonna buy one from some of the other big manufacturers or smaller manufacturers that you see people typically buy them from. I'll build it myself. I build everything myself. So yeah, and the idea is I'm thinking about, not attaching it to the chassis down here. I'm thinking everything is gonna be off of these down bars here. The base will be attached down here. It will come somewhere up in here and we'll attach the top. It'll come back and there'll be a wing. I want to keep it with the roof line. That's kind of what I would prefer. So I don't know. We'll see. That's kind of one of the things I'm still kind of mulling over. I really need to get going if I'm going to get going here. We're almost in January, so I do need to figure that out. But what do you guys think? What would you do? Would you put it on here? Would you put it on here with radials? I see people run radials with wings now. Is that something I should do? What do you think? I don't think it matters if I got radials or if I got slicks. I think it'd be great for either. So, yeah, so that's one thing I got to do. I did put a push button kill switch on this thing, mandated by the NHRA. I caught some hell for that last year. So I did put that back on. I originally had that on this truck years ago, and I went away from it because I thought it was messing with my ECU. I don't think it is, so I put it back on. That's going to stay. I am going to order an HCR Innovations solenoid. Right now I got some, I don't even know the brand of it. I have one on here. I don't know if I necessarily trust it, so I am going to order the HCR Innovation kill switch solenoid for this thing. And while I'm down here, I might as well mention I am going to order a new starter. I had a high-speed PowerMaster, high torque, high-speed starter on here. We did blow that up this last fall, a couple months ago. Long story short, it got hot and the inside of it just completely grenaded. So I did put a backup starter. I have a Tilton Super Starter on here now. It's not the greatest. It's kind of a low speed, more of a higher torque type starter. I don't really care for it. This can be my backup starter, but I am going to put a PowerMaster on here. And also while I'm down here, the wideband sensor. This is a Bosch O2 sensor. I think I'm going to go to the NTK just for reliability's sakes. This thing has kind of been acting up on me. It acted up last fall, and so I do believe I'm going to change that. What else? I haven't really been doing a whole lot to this. I've been kind of doing some deer hunting, spending time with the family, busy at work, things like that. So I really haven't been doing a whole lot with this, and I believe now we're getting into the first part of the year here. It is definitely go time. So sorry, this video is getting kind of long. I was kind of hoping to keep this video around 10 minutes. Time flies when you're rambling. So what else here? The front end, I did trim this front end out when I mounted the new radiator. I needed more clearance here behind the grill. So I did trim the grill out more than it already was. So now it should fit without hitting. I am going to be doing some wiring upgrades here for the headlights, turn signals, that type of thing. As well as the fan, we'll be putting some Deutsch connectors on that versus this mess that I got going on here. They do look like they're getting kind of hot. You can probably see that right there. They haven't given me any issues, but they probably will if I let them go. So I will be changing those out. And, but yeah, anyway, that's kind of an update. That's about where we're at. Hope to get going on this again soon. I'd like to film a bunch of it, show you guys, have you guys follow along. if you guys want to see it. Some of you maybe don't. Some of you want to come here to watch tractors. Some of you want to come here to watch chainsaw stuff. I don't know. Got to tell me in the comments, guys. Tell me what you want to see. Do you want to see more of this thing? Do you want to see more of tractors? Do you want to see more of chainsaws? Do you want to see other stuff? Do you want to see me go hunting? I didn't film any of that this year. We're done with our season here pretty much. And I didn't film any of it. It was pretty uneventful anyways. So I did go out and I took a couple does day before yesterday. Filled the freezer. So that is good. But no big bucks, no big buck footage, things like that. So it was kind of boring. It was fun for me. I got to see a lot of wildlife, that type of stuff. But either way, if you guys want to see some more of that, I don't get a lot of comments in my videos. I'd love you guys to comment. Let me know what you're thinking. Again, do you want to see more of this? Do you want to see more truck content, drag truck content? I can make more of it. I like making it, so it's just a matter of do you guys like watching it? So either way, next video I make will probably be 2026. It's 2025 now. We're almost done. Couple days left. So hope to see you in the next one. Like, comment, and subscribe, guys.